I think Nintendo could benefit greatly if they, as soon as possible, immediately, whatever, add all classic consoles to the Nintendo Switch Online. So I kid, of course, right? I kid, of course. I'm not Illuminati confirmed. We've heard grumblings about this, right? We've heard grumblings about Super NES games coming to Nintendo Switch Online. We had data miners find icons for Super NES controllers or Famicom controllers. You know, whenever you plug in your controller on a Switch, it shows up an icon. Well, much like the Nintendo Classic, the NES controllers that came with Nintendo Switch Online, there was an icon for those. People found icons for the Super NES controller as well. So we had speculation this would be happening soon. Well, now we have more data mining. Let me just shout out the dude, Cappuccino Heck. The tweet there, I'll have the tweet in the description box, but he went ahead and tweeted, apparently, you know, him and a few other data miners were doing some digging, and come to find out there are plans for Super NES games for the Nintendo Switch. On top of that, 2 other consoles, 2 other emulators that could be coming. So we don't know what those are, but at least we got a list of Super NES games at least. So let's just go ahead and run through those real quick. So we got Super Mario Kart, Super Soccer, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Demon's Crest, Yoshi's Island, Stunt Race Effects, Kirby's Dream Course, Poppin' Twin B, Star Fox, Contra 3, Kirby Superstar, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Super Metroid, Super Mario World, Pilot Wings, F-Zero, Star Fox 2, Super Punch Out, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, Super Mario All-Stars, Breath of the Fire 2. A lot of these games were on the Super NES Classic, so like I'm not gonna complain here and be like, Nintendo, come on, beggars cannot be choosers at this point, right? Like you can't be begging about anything at this point. If Nintendo gives us something, don't be upset about it, right? But yo, I would have liked to see some other games on here, but I'm sure Nintendo will add more games, much like they do with the NES games. They will add more down the road. This is probably just a starting point. So they're just gonna throw all the games from the Super NES Classic and say, there you go, y'all. I wonder how mad this is gonna make the people who actually purchased a Super NES Classic. Now all of a sudden it's not as special, remember? And of course, remember, we heard the news that they're discontinuing the Super NES Classic. Maybe this could be why. Maybe they're just gonna go ahead and say, hey, look, we appreciate y'all for buying this, but we're gonna include it in the Nintendo Switch Online, which is kind of a kick to the nuts for people who bought the Super NES Classic just for the Super NES Classic. Now, there are some people that mod them, and that's a different story. But regardless, I just found this list kind of funny. The next thing which is cool is the fact that apparently there are 2 emulators that will be coming according to this data mine. And like I said, they're just data mining. This could be fake. I mean, I'm not even going to call it a leak per se, but I mean, there could be some facts in here, right? Could be, keyword. But the whole 2 console things. Now, in my video, I mentioned on top of Super NES, I wanted 64 and GameCube. Now, GameCube, I feel like is a stretch. I feel like Nintendo's not done with GameCube games. I feel like we're going to get some more remasters and other things like that down the pipe. I don't think they would just put GameCube games in Nintendo Switch Online. But I do think N64 is possible, and I also think Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance, or even 3DS or DS games are possible. We will wait for those, but Game Boy for sure, Game Boy Advance for sure, and 64 I feel like have to be on this list, right? Unless we get something crazy like Sega or something crazy like that. That would be cool, but unless we got something crazy like Sega, I feel like 64 and Game Boy games might be the way they're going if this is true. I feel like we heard all the rumors about the N64 Classic, and Reggie said, hey, we don't have an N64 Classic on the horizon. That's not in our minds. And maybe he was just kind of throwing a hint out there like, yeah, it's not in our minds because we have this Nintendo Online that we want to work in. We're going to put it in there. But regardless, it's nothing but good news if this is true, right? Because we have all been complaining. All of us have been complaining about There's not enough in here. We would like to see more deals, see more games. We don't just want classic NES classic games. We want other consoles. And so it seems like this is sort of happening, but we don't know. We don't know yet. So regardless, it's going to be a wait and see game. It's a matter of when, not if at this point. Like, I feel like it's going to be when. Will it be a month from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 months from now, E3, a year from now, a year whenever, like maybe in September, a year from whenever NSO launched, they say, here's your Super NES games, which I think is ridiculous. I don't feel like waiting that long, but you never know what Nintendo's going to do. Matter of when, not if. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button. On this channel, I do creative videos, as I mentioned in the previous video before, about me talking about how they should add all classic consoles to Nintendo Switch Online. I do videos like those. I got one coming out about the GameCube, and then I have another one coming with some people from the Xbox community. We're going to talk about Microsoft and that company, everybody's favorite company. I know everybody just loves Microsoft, but regardless, appreciate y'all for stopping by. Click the icon so you know when those videos come out. Also, click the icon because I do daily news streams about gaming news and anime news and just nerdy news in general. We just all hang out and talk about the news for the day. That's always fun. So, appreciate y'all. Nicktendo Direct. I'll see you guys later.